Well, good evening, everybody. This is Mac McCullough from Willard Library. We are with another episode of Stories at Sundown. Although, in live streaming, things come up. And tonight's guest, Jeremy Andrews, had something come up in his life, and he couldn't make it this evening. And I don't have a plan B. But of course, we wish Jeremy well, and I guarantee you that he will be back at some point in the future, and we won't make fun at his expense tonight. So we'll save that when we can do it to his face. Appreciate everybody coming on, and I have a lot of loyal audience folks. And now, Leah, come on! I know you were looking forward to it, but we all were. But hey, if anybody's out there listening, go ahead and chime in. I just going to say a few things about the show and where we want it to go. This is going to be the last Stories at Sundown in 2020. I'm going to be taking some time off at the end of this month and then next month. But we're going to be bringing it back in 2021 and have some ideas to make it a little bit better. We're looking at possibly doing a podcast version of this so that Leah, you can listen while you run. How about that? For all those times that you miss me at night, when you miss the show, I should say. and we're looking at that in the future and see if we can get this out to more folks. Oh, and I guess I should take this banner down. I was really looking forward to talking to Jeremy about all the great things that he has done in the community and all the things that he adds to the community, but also a little bit about him and the things that inspire him and some of the literature that he has shared with me. I'm going to save all that too. That's the stuff I have to read tonight, but I don't want to blow it. But I will share that On the Road by Jack Kerouac was one of the things that we wanted to talk about. So if you want to be prepared for the next the show when Jeremy does come on, we'll talk about that and you can chime in. But all you viewers out there, if you have any questions, thoughts, please do that right now. So looking ahead, in December, we will have one live program. We're going to kick off a history series. It'll be a monthly series, and it will be on one of the Stories at Sundown evenings. We'll just substitute that, and we're calling it Peeks into the Past, Tales of Battle Creek. And I'm really excited about this. Our pilot episode, which is going to be on at 7 o'clock on December 15th. And my guest will be Jill Anderson, who was a guest on this show back during the summer. And she's done a lot of work looking at the history of the Milton, which is going to be the focus of our first show. Kurt Thornton, he's going to be joining us as well. And anybody who knows anything about Battle Creek history knows about Kurt Thornton and his books and his illustrations and his vast history and the legacy that his mother left for him and for all of us. And Battle Creek's very own Randy Case, architect, also has done a lot in historic building preservation in town. So those are going to be my first guests. And I'm really looking forward to sharing some vintage photographs and walking people through some of the history of our community. Sometimes it'll be about buildings, sometimes it'll be about people. But I guarantee that you are going to be surprised sometimes because even though you think you know the history here, you don't. I found that out in researching some of the stuff that I've been working on. So looking forward to that. Any other comments? Come on. Leah's the only one that's commenting. We've got 16 viewers right now, so chime in. I imagine that a lot of people are tuning in for Jeremy. We will have him back. I promise you that. Well, I will read one thing from Jack Kerouac, The Road. Has anybody read Jack Kerouac, The Road? On the Road, I'm sorry. His classic book, On the Road. Okay. There's a comment. I'm not alone. There are viewers. Awesome. Yeah, it's I never had. I have to say that I wasn't particularly interested in the beat generation, so to speak. I was not a fan of Ginsberg, the poet Ginsberg, and was not really attracted to On the Road, which in its time was a radical novel. And we'll talk more about that when Jeremy is on. But I found it to be absolutely brilliant. A lot of literary critics will disagree, but there are a few who do see it in its classic sense and appreciate it even at the time. The reviewer from in 1957 wrote of this book, explores the themes of personal freedoms and challenges the promise of the American dream. The Beat Generation was born disillusioned. It takes for granted the imminence of war, the barrenness of politics, and the hostility of the rest of society. It is not even impressed by, although it never pretends to scorn, material well-being as distinguished from materialism. It does not know what refuge it is seeking, but it is seeking. And that was written in 1957 by the New York Times reviewer Gilbert Milstein. I thought it was a pretty apt description. So get it, check it out. So seeing no questions, appreciate you all coming on with me and watching me kind of flail here solo. If I had been more prepared, I'd have had things to read, and we could do a retro version of Stories of Sundown as it started with just me reading stories, singing songs. God, probably if you didn't see that, you didn't miss much. So anyway, everybody have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. I know that it's different for a lot of folks. A lot of folks are going to be missing family, missing the gatherings that usually mark the holiday. And that's sad, but we will get through this, and we will get through this together. And because I won't see you in Stories at Sundown for the rest of this year, here's to a great 2021. How about it? Again, check out Peeks into the Past, Tales of Battle Creek. It's 7 p.m. on December 15th, and I think you're going to like it. And if you have ideas, please send those along as well. And with that, if anybody has any ideas for guests for this show or subjects for Peeks into the Past, this is where you can find me pretty much all the time. and leave a message, send me an email, and we'll be talking soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.